A very good evening and welcome to BCN News. Our top story tonight, the next sitting of the Niue Legislative Assembly is scheduled for tomorrow, which will mark the real beginning of the work of the Assembly. There are two important events to come before the House. The island will hear for the first time an address by the newly elected Premier on his government's plans for the next 3 years. Having appointed a cabinet of unity, there will be much interest in the Premier's address. For the members who are entering the Assembly for the first time, the Speaker has allocated a time for them to deliver their maiden speech. This will be an opportunity for them to tell the nation their reason for entering the political arena. New members are Ekepule Richard Hipa, Ekepule Makaseu Yoane, Ekepule Moakitama Makani, Ekepule Richie Mautama, Ekepule Sauni Tongatule, and Ekepule Peter Vakanofisi. Speaker Hima Douglas said that the two events are important because in the absence of a speech from the throne, the Assembly still needs to find an avenue for the Premier to deliver his first address and for the new members to deliver their maiden speech following the general election. The full proceedings of the Assembly will be carried live on national radio Wednesday 24th starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And members of the Niue Legislative Assembly who were appointed on the 11th of June as cabinet ministers have been given the following portfolios. Premier and Minister for Central Agencies and Commercial Agencies, Honorable Delton Tangilangi, will be responsible for the Secretary of Government, Cabinet and Parliamentary Services, Finance and Planning, Crown Law, Niue Public Service Commission, Police, Private Sector, and Commercial Agencies. Minister of Natural Resources, Honorable Mona Ainu, will be responsible for Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, Meteorological Services, and the Environment Department. Minister for Infrastructure and Finance, Honorable Crosley Tatui, will be responsible for Transport, Regulatory Unit, Civil, Quarry, Niue Power, Water, Finance and Planning. Minister of Social Services, Honorable Sauni Tongatule, will be responsible for Justice and Community Affairs, Taonga Niue, Health and Education. The Public Service Commission has decided to extend the contracts of 3 Director Generals for 12 months. According to the Secretariat of the Commission, the advertisements for the positions of the DGs and the Directors is in following current Public Service Commission policy that after the incumbent has served 2 consecutive terms, the positions are advertised. However, this decision was retracted last week because of the appointment of a new lineup of cabinet ministers. It was felt that the timing wasn't right. Therefore, the 3 Director General posts and some heads of department positions advertised earlier have been extended for another 12 months and will be advertised at the end of that variation term. According to the Secretariat of PSC, the Commission will still continue to apply the policy of advertising all HOD contracts after the incumbent has served 2 consecutive terms. Earlier this month, the 3 Director General positions were advertised along with the Director of Education, Director of Transport, and the General Manager of Bulk Fuel. The Secretariat of the Public Service Commission confirmed that all 6 positions have been extended for a further 12 months. And still on the Public Service Commission, the PSC last week issued an official circular regarding a story published by BCN on the new requirement for job applications in the public service. The new requirement is that everyone applying for a vacancy advertised by the Public Service Commission must be accompanied by a medical certificate and a police report. Each of these reports will cost $25 each, which is a total of $50. PSC claimed the story published by BCN had created confusion amongst the public. However, General Manager of BCN, Trevor Siakia, responded that the story was based on information provided by the PSC and the story did not attribute that the fee was being charged by PSC. The story published on TV Niue's website and BCN's Facebook page had generated a lot of interest and comments from members of the public. BCN News would like to clarify that any stories published and broadcasted are based on ethical reporting and based on facts gathered from relevant sources. As with all news items, the stories are open to members of the public's interpretation of information. The role of the media is to be impartial and inform people on what is happening in their community and any developments that are of interest to the public. KANU says it has successfully upgraded its internet services during COVID and now provides affordable and improved internet services to its customers. The new high-throughput satellite from Pacific was built by Boeing and launched by SpaceX at the end of 2019. The company states it is a game changer for the Pacific region, including New Zealand, and KANU strategically signed a deal with Pacific in 2014 to secure bandwidth for all of Niue when the new satellite launched. The internet quality now being enjoyed by current customers is a testimony to the technology used, but also enabling new customers to sign up with KANU. KANU have already introduced new plans based on performance and speed while maintaining the unlimited services. The company aims to continuously increase bandwidth. And finally, following the reinstatement of USP's Vice Chancellor and President Paul Ahluwalia, the USP Council will resume its special meeting this Thursday, June 25th. BCN News understands that this special council meeting is in recess and have determined to resume the special meeting this Friday, June 26th, to look at what measures need to be in place to resolve the situation. The primary objective of the first special meeting of the USP Council via Zoom held on Friday, June 19th last week was to decide on the validity of the Executive Committee's decision to suspend the Vice Chancellor. The suspension provoked widespread concerns over the state of affairs at the university and prompted vigorous calls for the USP Council to meet and look into the matter. Returning to work on Monday, the Vice Chancellor of USP, Paul Ahluwalia, informed students and staff of USP that after what has been a tumultuous 2 weeks, it's a delight to be back at work. Ahluwalia stated he is overwhelmed by the show of support by all, and the decision to reinstate him is a decision that reflects all the prayers and good wishes that all have fought for some time now, adding that he and his wife will always be humbled and grateful for the support across the region. Ahluwalia says it is now time for all to focus on the well-being and future of the students. No doubt, over the last few days, he adds, they have been distracted, and it's now everyone's responsibility to ensure that they are able to do their best as they come towards the end of the semester. COVID-19 has already impacted on the university's core business, but it is now evident, Ahluwalia says, that USP will be able to resume face-to-face teaching in the second semester. For students, especially in the region, provision will be made to continue remote teaching to ensure that the current academic year can be successfully completed. And that's BCN News for tonight. Thank you for watching. Do join us same time tomorrow. Until then, have a safe evening.